Welcome back to Alliance War, Season 41, War 11, and 4. Loki is facing the supposedly reformed Shellers of XK9. I have some interesting new roster additions thanks to spring cleaning. I have 3 new rank 5 champions, Valkyrie, Absorbing Man, and of course Miguel. Red Hulk said it was okay for me to take Miguel up before him. But don't worry, Red Hulk, your day will come sooner rather than later. So I'm going to be bringing Valkyrie and Carl, and then I'm going to just be bringing this lowly rank 3 Human Torch. Nothing really to see here. Didn't even feel like it was necessary to take him to rank 4 for the one fight that I need him for, which is this America Chavez on Node 2 on the Ebb and Flow knockdown path. So, as I have boasted before, and the other dudes in 4 Loki love to remind me, I have no fear of America Chavez, and so it was decided that I would volunteer to do this particular fight. I had my choice. I debated, like Rolk or Overseer, but I figured, look, if it's only one fight for this particular champ, there's no better option than Torch. So I started the fight just building some smolders and temperature before knocking Chavez down. The only danger with her is throwing heavy. She throws one heavy the entire fight. The rest of the time I'm able to bait the SB once to just burn her to death. So no big deal. Now we get to move on to the fight that I was purposefully taking this path to take, which is this Jessica Jones, because Valkyrie is an excellent counter to her. One issue for me is that I haven't fought a lot of Jessica Jones yet in Alliance War. I have a feeling that that's about to change since, a lot of people in Tier 1 wars are going to be having her thanks to Kabam's decision to include her in the spring cleaning event where you could essentially buy her if you bought all the unit offers. So, of course, now I have her. But anyway, I don't have a ton of experience facing her, so I decided I would just be very, very conservative in my approach here. I would avoid knocking her down with the heavy, since that will erase my buffs. I'd rather, have the Pierce buff than, so that way I can control the Unstoppable than not have it. So I did it, like one time, maybe 2 times early in the fight before her investigations got too high, so that way it wouldn't come back to haunt me, because now later in the fight she's going to have that Unstoppable, and I got to have the Pierce in order to address it. So, maybe in the future I find a better way of doing this fight, because this is an extremely slow way of doing it, although it is a very, very safe way of doing it. So, bye-bye Jessica Jones. Alright, next up we move to this Null. It's a rank 5 on Node 22, but I've got my rank 5 Carl. I don't think that I am great with Carl by any stretch of the imagination. I think that the more I use him and mess around with him, I'm getting a little bit more proficient, because I go back and watch the videos and get to talk to people about things I might do a little bit better. Right there, my butt is saved by a little stand your ground action. Thank you for that mastery. But otherwise, this fight goes pretty decently, other than that one gameplay mistake that I was saved by. So, I avoid him throwing any SB1s. I'm able to cycle through my special 2s. It would have been better probably for me to heavy cancel into the special 2 right there in response to Null special, but I didn't have the spacing right, and that's on me. That's not on Carl. So, anywho, well, again, learning, room for improvement, but overall, perfectly fine. Now we go to this Mystic Spider-Man on Node 26. Got to be in Uru form for this fight, so just making sure that I hit the right button. I had faced a Mystic Spidey on Bleed Shock Node 35, and I almost died with Carl because I took a special 2 in the block. So I decided to slightly alter my strategy plan for this fight, and I decided that I would just pop an invul and tank some special 3s, because not going to have that problem. And so here is the first special 3 that I'm going to eat from Mystic Spider-Man, but it's not going to be the last. I mean, just between, the buffs coming off me and the, him having Mystic Dispersion, as well as the Conflictor, he's going to be gaining a lot of power. So that's why you want to use invul boosts in fights against power gain champs, because it's a lot easier to tank a special 3 since that only counts as 1 hit versus taking a special 1 or a special 2. So here's the second. But as you can see, I'm at 98% health and Mystic Spidey's at 5% health. So and now I'm just going to kill him with 1 more hit. There we go. Finish at 97% health. I'll take it. A lot better than last time when I finished at 5. Okay, now we have a Magneto on node 35. I'm once again going to be using Carl in Uru form. And, one of the things that I learned very early on with Carl is that his ability to reduce the timers of unstoppable and unblockable doesn't apply to Magneto's unstoppable because it's not on a timer. So I still had the invulnerability active from the Mystic Spidey fight. So rather than try to just, get rid of the unstoppable in the corner, I figured now I've got the invulnerability, I can just do it mid-map, no big deal. So you'll see me right there, and I'll just, use the indestructible here at the end of the fight, since I'm feeling very confident about the health disparity and where I am. I do not have any more Carl fights in this particular war anyway. So, pleased with my approach. Now we get to Thing on node 45, and I'm going to be using Valkyrie. Now, I will say I have fought Thing on this path and in other sections of the map with Absorbing Man, and he's perfectly fine. Like, Absorbing Man could very easily have done this fight as well. He would shorten Thing's unstoppable timer anyway. But if I've got a brand new rank 5 Valkyrie, and all I have to do is hit block to take care of Thing, that's what I'm going to do. Again, it's a way safer strategy. Any fight that involves me hitting block is one that I'm very comfortable doing. Part of the reason why Valkyrie and Miguel were 2 of my choices for my very first rank 5s. So very similar playstyles for them both. Alrighty, next, my last fight of this particular war is this Moleman, Undupe Moleman, on node 53. And once again, we'll be using Valkyrie. I don't bother using a PS1 boost. I don't really care. I just care about getting Moleman backed up so that way I can build charges to build my Pierce. And now once I do that, I don't have to worry about him going unstoppable when he has mass. So, yeah. And that's pretty much it. It's a very, very, very easy fight. And it'll go down. So 7 fights this war for me. I go deathless this war. So just trying to build the streak back up after my brain fart / bad luck against Apocalypse a few wars ago. Just doing what I can to try and be better at the game. 4 Loki did end up losing this war. I think the final score ended up being 5-1. It's unfortunate. We're having our best season in 4 Loki history in terms of the number of deaths, but yet we are not getting wins. So we're proud of the way we're playing. We're just sort of frustrated with the result. But what can you do? All you can say is, see you in the next life, Jack.